Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Inept General, and welcome to another online multiplayer battle of Total War Warhammer. Today we have an epic 4v4 at the Oak of Ages. I am playing as Chaos on the end here, with 2 Hell Cannon, my Chosen, a little flying squad here, some Dragon Ogres, and a lot of warriors, and led by my usual general, Sigvald the Magnificent. Now my allies going across the line are the dwarves. We can see Longbeards, Hammerers, a couple of Slayer units, Thunderers, led by the High King at the back. Some more Slayers. And we have the Empire here, led by Karl Franz, who we saw there at the beginning. We've got the Luminarch, we've got some crossbowmen, and some great swords at the front, some halberds as well mixed in there. And at the very end over here, we have some Wood Elves. And this is our final ally, with the Treeman General, I'm assuming. And they're way over here on this far side. I'm not 100% sure why, really. Maybe just to have this as forested woodland, to give them that advantage. But we also have some Wood Elves who are way over here on this flank as well. Put a couple of units here, not hidden, so just out there in the open, just to lay down some fire. Now we are up against some greenskins. I think these are the Orc boys. Some Black Orcs. And there's some Chaos mixed in here. Some Aspiring Champions with Black Orcs. The Doom Divers. Giant. Arachnarok. Giant. Shaggoth. Armored Trolls. Trolls. All kinds of mixed niceties in here. Some Gobbos. Oh, we got sent the wrong way there. And they're led by Skarsnik, the Greenskins. Chaos is also led by a clone of Prince Sigvald. We all know it's not the real one, so let's not bugger about. But there is a clone of Sigvald wandering around the battlefield. And Empire, again, they have a Luminarch. And they're led by... Oh, yeah. Who's this? Oh, just a wizard. This, I'm assuming, is the Wood Elf General, because they also have the Wood Elf as their final army. So it's almost a mirrored army, except we have dwarves and they had greenskins, and the other factions all kind of match up. So before I rant on for too long, guys, let's kick things off. A lot of stuff happens here, so we're going to have a couple of viewings of this battle, so don't worry if we miss anything first time round. But let's go. So on this far side, immediately start engaging. Some bows going off with some squigs straight after these Wood Elves who will not be able to get away with them. So they're left fairly unprotected out there. I'm not sure what the thinking was there. But we're exchanging fire. I think I'm inhabiting this Hell Cannon. And we get a nice clean shot off on this Doom Diver. We already got one off on Doom Diver. This was my second shot. So we managed to pretty successfully take out those 2 Doom Divers. But we're under a lot of fire here. And there goes that Hell Cannon. I actually lost that shot halfway through and it missed. So I'm actually still distracted because I've moved over to my other Hell Cannon at this point. Now I'm probably in the worst position on this battlefield, simply because of the fact, if you see the way we lined up, they've got about 3 of their armies and most of their forces on this side. So they're going to kind of wheel around here, and I'm going to be on the receiving end of a lot of this. But at the moment, it's just mainly a skirmishing exchange. Over here, though, the Wood Elf archers are just being torn up by the Manticores and the Squigs who just came after them when they were out there by themselves. It's a bit of a shame, but there you go. They're a little bit isolated. And they weren't hidden in the woods, which is the part I found slightly baffling. But maybe they were just left behind by the Wood Elf player, because all the rest of his units are up there. Maybe just forgot about them. Then the Squigs run into the woods after the rest of them. Now, I'm still mainly concentrating on the Hell Cannon, I'll be honest. And so we're still firing and trying to take out different bits and pieces of their artillery. So we don't necessarily see this massacre going on ahead of us, because our Chaos Knights could have helped. But even then, I don't know if I'd have marched them out, because this is a lot of stuff coming our way. So I send my Manticores over once I've realized what's going on this flank to help out.
The enemy uses magic.
And I missed this charge of these armored trolls coming into my guys. Sorry it's a little bit laggy here, guys. I think there's just a lot going on in the battlefield. Here go our Manticores against their Manticores. We're kind of winning, but I don't want to get caught up by all this nonsense. So I start trying to move out my cavalry at this stage, because we're right in the thick of it now. We've already got an Ragnarok amongst our ranks, a giant. We're just being torn up. At this point I'm like, I don't think my Chaos, as good as they are, can hold off against this kind of assault. Let's just try and buy as much time as we possibly can and see what we can do. Now you'll notice actually my allies have started to swing around, and they're doing almost the exact same thing on the other flank, seeing all of these unguarded bowmen, because I think they managed to just take out all the Wood Elf resistance infantry-wise, and are just going after their loads and loads of bowmen. So while we're getting munched, which we are in all honesty, I've sent some of my cavalry over here to buy some time. My Manticore squad is still going around trying to be as helpful as they can, joined by some Dragon Ogres. But in the middle, our infantry this was just too much. Skarsnik, I think these are Orc Biggins, Black Orcs, and then the Crimson Killers, which were just unhit by any artillery. And even with Sigvald in the middle there, we're in a bit of trouble. And we didn't get our charge of cavalry off against their rear either, as we were planning to do. So they're getting their guys around the back. Our Dragon Ogres start to put up now one of the bravest time-holding defenses I've ever seen. So we've got our Exalted Hero in there. Our Dragon Ogres are about to re-engage all of these guys. And they're about to do some great work. First against the Demigryph Knights, not with halberds, so they'll hang on a bit. And at this stage, I'm just trying to do some damage control, send some stuff in the back, just try and stop this horde of troops who are attacking me getting onto my ally over here, and allowing them time, which we'll look at later on in terms of what's happening up top here. But just to allow them time to sweep up top and take out a significant portion of the enemy unit. But at the moment I'm being sort of almost double teamed by the Greenskins and some of the Chaos as well. The Luminarch doing some work on the Giant there in the background. But at this point almost all of my units are broken, from here at least, and have run away. However, on this flank, these Dragon Holders are single-handedly holding down 2 units of Wild Riders, these Aspiring Champions, this unit of Chaos, all my Chaos Knights joined in as well, and some Aspiring Champions, some Chaos Warriors. It's all these Dragon Ogres holding up about 6 or... how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units here. Now, my infantry line being finally broken, the dwarves had to kind of step in. They still had cannon, but they'd moved it round quite wisely to get a bit more action on here. The Ragnarok is into the Luminarch here, so that's probably not long for this world. Just trying to run away. It gets taken out. Still a lot of missile fire coming in. Dwarves doing some good work. This Ragnarok is almost dead. As for me, just having sort of stood in the way of some of that wave and eventually being swept aside, there wasn't a lot I was doing at this point. So I had my Prince Sigvald, but he was running away at this stage. But those Dragon Ogres, like Champ, still just holding off. They've chased off 2 of those units, and in comes another unit of Aspiring Champions. And here come back, some of my chosen to come back, so I'm just like, okay, let's try and help out where we can. The Ragnarok Queen has been chased off, some of my dogs had come back. I still have 1 brave Chaos Dwarf fighting along there by the cannon. So here come my chosen back into the fight. But there's Skarsnik is in the middle of this, so we're just trying to be as useful as we can at this stage. Which isn't very, I'll be honest. Did I change target at the last minute? Yeah, we had these Black Orcs come towards us. So there's some Aspiring Champions in there as well. It's like the remnants of my forces. And then finally, just now, have the Dragon Ogres been chased off? Broken, yeah. Just now have the Dragon Ogres been broken. But they did so much damage. The Spellsinger, these Aspiring Champions, the Wild Riders, they just did some great work in the corner over there. And here's our little group of survivors pulling together. But as you can see, we're much more successful on the flank. The Empire, our Wood Elf player has done very well, sweeping around the edges. My Exalted Hero's over there trying to help out where he can. I think he tries to charge into a couple of things to help out our ally. Or actually, it's just maybe trying to take shelter behind them. There we go, some great swords. We're just trying to help out the great swords if we can. Actually, just trying to make sure these trolls don't come back. And trying to avoid Skarsnik as well. Now, as you can see, we're kind of separating out. A lot of Empire, a lot of Wood Elves left. The Dwarves and us have been pretty much destroyed at this stage. How the Dwarves got a unit of Hammerers over here, I genuinely have no idea. There you go, Giants down. Demigriff on Demigriff violence. No one likes to see that. But there's our allies general doing quite well there. At this point, Sigvald is dead, I'm afraid, guys. But yeah, we still have remnants coming back from time to time, joining forces with this Wood Elf unit, and just trying to back them up if we can when we eventually have this face-off. And our biggest problem at this stage, there's still a lot of monsters in the back and a lot of full units, but it's if they get together. So if we take out their generals, that's the opposing Prince Sigvald being handled by Franz, and here's Skarsnik. So we all have to kind of commit as many troops as we can to try and take out Skarsnik and Sigvald over here. And this is, yeah, we still have some survivors of Chaos. Sigvald's still pretty much real high health. And they took care of Sigvald over there. And we do have Demigriffs doing some work against trolls, against some of the Treekin, really getting involved. But this is what it comes down to. The whole battlefield has kind of shifted along this line. The last holdout of the enemy is up here, really. The Empire players heading towards them. Halberd on halberd violence. Great swords thrown in there. And there are still some gunners at the back. That's about it. There's still a hell cannon up here, but I think it's used all its ammo. And at this point, we've done most of the damage. With the generals taken out, Skarsnik started to run away. We're all still trying to pound him. I think he's in here somewhere. There he is. Skarsnik's still here, and I was like, I'm going to get you, Skarsnik. You destroyed a lot of my army, so my troops are going to keep chasing down Skarsnik. The Wood Elf player gets a bit bored after a while and starts to try and chase down the other units. But with the death of their two generals, the Wood Elf general... I actually don't know what happened to the Wood Elf general. I assume he got taken out by somebody along the way. But then we just kept moving. I can't remember what's holding out. Oh yeah, I think it was just this hell cannon at this stage. Everything else had been taken out. Just this one Chaos Dwarf. There we go, that was it. Okay guys, let's I'm gonna load that back up and we'll have a look at what's going on the other flank while I was getting absolutely mullered by those armies coming at me. Hi guys, so we're back. Now let's take a look at this battle from the other perspective. As you can see, we're firing away, we know what goes on this flank. Let's see what our Darwi and Empire brothers were up to. Well, not brothers, arch enemies, but there you go. There's the Luminarch, straight into a tree. What a horrific waste. They seem to be aiming mostly for this plethora of Empire troops. And Volkmar himself taking a lot of fire. Hellstorms change targets, but the cannon is still pounding in here. Handgunners lining up. The silver bullets, I'm guessing, yeah, getting some shots in against the iron breakers. They're moving back. Some handgunners going up against some elven bows. I've got to imagine on a hill the elves win that one, particularly with these elves behind trees. They'll fire at you all day long. Still taking some hits. So all skirmishing going on at the moment. Here comes the Arachnarok and the trolls who come straight at me. Cannon still trying to take out Volkmar. They've almost done it actually. Volkmar's been sniped by a cannon. Need to park him behind a tree or a rock or something. This rock would probably have done. It's not going to hold out much longer. We're getting a little bit choppy here, just for the amount of units around. But a lot of skirmishing going on. Luminar just took a massive hit on the Glade Lord General there. He freaked out. He runs away. No, he doesn't quite run away. Volkmar desperately trying to take some cover. And my allies are on the move. Wood Elves and the Great Swords all sweeping around the side. The Dwarves coming in here against the enemy Empire player. Me just getting smashed here by the Greenskins. Greenskins, the Manticores I'm having to deal with, and the Wild Riders there are taking out my cavalry, so I can't really zoom around the edge. Start to take these guys out. Their general was Skarsnik. We almost took out the Arachnarok Queen. Over here is the other great melee fight. All these trolls. So this is really most of the heavy hitters from the enemy Wood Elves, and a lot of the Empire. But the Dwarf Hammers and Fulgrim are doing some solid work. Meanwhile, Empire and the Wood Elves have teamed up and are just pouring around here, wiping out the back lines. And Volkmar eventually went down. Here's the remnants of his little cart, chariot. And Karl Franz is going to have a heyday in there just fighting against handgunners. There's Treeman burning alive. Taking a lot of damage from these iron breakers. And you can see my army in the background crumbling as we saw it happen. Spellweaver on the Eagle. Spellsinger, sorry, not Weaver. And the Dwarves at this point are for the most part beaten. There's only Fulgrim. I suppose there are some iron breakers here. And Fulgrim's holding fairly solid. They're not doing much damage to him. Chaos Chariots all around here doing some damage to iron breakers now. Manticore making a nuisance of himself in the background. But that huge tide of our own troops just sweeping over the back lines. And at this point, we're kind of, our own army is collapsing, as we saw before. The full Pilgrim is just not fussed by these Treekin very much. Or this Chaos Chariot. There's still some Iron Breakers holding out, but coming under fire. As most of our allied forces sweep around that side very nicely. The dwarves did sterling work there in the middle. We did less sterling work on the flank. There are still some dwarves back here holding down the lines as well. Ragnarok Queen took out the Luminarch. And up on the crest, the Empire moved forward, but the Wood Elves all backed up at this point. Or maybe they were chasing that unit. I didn't really understand what had happened there when I was in the battle. They all seemed to run this way and then just line up here. But the Empire still moving forward, sweeping back round to the rest of these Treekin. Helping out Grudgebearer. He's now up against a giant as well. Karl Franz still having a heyday, just fighting gunners and crossbowmen. How many kills? 88 kills. Having a fantastic time over there. Giant down. Treekin running away. We have some cav. I think these are demigriffs. Yeah. Coming out, just sweeping up the rusty arrows. That giant goes down. And the Wood Elves are just regrouping way over here. While Karl Franz is still just doing some fantastic killing. Halberdiers holding their own against the remnants of the Wood Elf foot troops. This is a huge blob, but unless I'm mistaken, something horrific is about to happen here. Well, maybe the Hell Cannon changed targets, but there was a point where I think the Hell Cannon fired into this blob and it just did some devastating damage all around. Poor giant, not much longer for this world. And all that's left in the background here, really some halberdiers. The Treekin came back. Some troops over here. The Demigriffs doing some work, chasing them down. The remnants of my army are coming in, trying to help out as much as they can. Oh, this might be it. I think this ends up being horrific. It's a lot of dead troops. Chaos Giant, people still trying to deal with him. Here comes Karl Franz. I imagine with a killing blow if he gets there in time. Oh, and some enemy demigriffs in the battle, but the giant went down. Karl Franz comes in on Prince Sigvald, the enemy one, not mine. Demigriffs, charged by demigriffs. There's not much left. The Wood Elves are back in the game, having regrouped. They're chasing off this blob here. With Skarsnik in it. They're dropping. And here come the War Dancers. They're super hyped. Yeah, there he is. There's Skarsnik. Gobbler. Here come my own Chaos Hounds. They did one charge, got killed, and ran away.
The winds rise against us.
Most of the units of filthy gobbos have run away. There's Skarsnik being chased down by a tree man who's looking pumped. War dancers in reserve. And everyone's just trying to chase down and kill Skarsnik over here. And the Empire's just cleaning up what's left. Empire on Chaos Violence. And some Dawi. The last of the Dawi. And the Ironbreakers. Yeah, the Ironbreakers. And that looks like it. That's the break. I think everything's broken. Oh no, there's still the Hell Cannon up here. Here come the Demigriffs. Moving on the Chaos Hell Cannon like a bitch, as they say. And Carl. Beautiful. One charge. You poor Chaos Dwarves. Ah! Is he alive? He can get back up. Nope. Where's the last man standing? There he is. Two of them. One's dead. Oh no, here he is. And that's it, I think. Oh, he's getting back. Yeah, no, he died. So there we go, guys. Let's take a look at the results. Okay, so no great performances on my side. The Hell Cannon did pretty good. No fan. I mean, suppose the Exalted Hero did okay. Nothing great to report from me. Let's have a look at our Dawi counterpart. Again, not huge amounts. Fulgrim did okay. Cannon did okay. Hammerers all did. Ooh, some Hammerers doing absolutely fantastic. 62. Did any one of my guys beat 62? 67 from the Hell Cannon. 68 from the Hellstorm. 132 from these Demigriffs. Wow. Empire player looking like he's heading up the MVP stats here. Doing some great work with his cavalry. Cleaning up missiles, one has to assume. And over here the Wood Elves did okay. 35, 36, 23. That's alright. What about the enemy? How'd they do? 50 for the Shaggoth. Pretty good. 131 for his Hell Cannon. That is hell of impressive. We just couldn't get to it. It was so far back, and he was aiming with it, and he did a really good job. 131. 64 for the Manticore, 21. Greenskins, all high kills. Look at those big guns and Black Orcs. Just huge numbers. Doom Diver did well. Even though I thought I shot them down pretty early, they'd still got quite a good number of kills in. The Arachnarok Queen didn't do great, but the Giant did okay. Demigriffs, the Steam Tanks did okay. The Demigriffs did okay. Everything else holding solid. Any Wood Elves. Wild Riders did alright for a bit. Treekin didn't do a lot there. Fighting the Dwarves for quite a while as well. But that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. I did. It was a huge battle. Oak of Ages. Great setting. A lot of fun. As always, thank you guys all for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, John, Reese, Colin, Thomas, Mateus, Samuel, Matthews, and Peter. And guys, please do drop a like. Really helps the channel out. And do subscribe for more Total War Warhammer content. Alright, guys. Catch you on the next one.